Ford CEO Jim Farley has sent a very strong message to the unions, to the UAW in particular. He says, you screwed yourselves. You screwed the people you represent. American workers are in trouble. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. It's worth keeping in mind here. Ford has fired more than 15,000 staff over the past 6 months. More than 15,000. Now, not all of those are in the United States, but the majority of them are. Ford did just fire 4,500 people in Europe as it closed yet another factory in Europe. In fact, that was actually in Germany. And Ford has also closed a factory in Spain. It's closed one in Mexico. It's obviously, like I said, fired thousands and thousands of staff in the United States. And this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. It's inevitable. Ford is saying that it just simply cannot afford staff. And as soon as robots are ready to go, as soon as Tesla bots or whoever else makes them, they're available, Ford will happily replace human beings, which are now just too expensive, with these robots. Now, am I saying this is good? Am I saying I agree with this? No, I'm just saying this is what is going to happen. Jim Farley said the strike has changed Ford's relationship with the UAW, and they're going to have to think about where they're going to make vehicles in future. Are they going to just make vehicles in Mexico for the US instead of in America? And have a look at what's happening. I mean, that is starting to happen now. The UAW strikes are in the rearview mirror, but their impact will echo and reverberate for years to come. We had similar scenarios in Australia where unions demanded more pay. That was agreed to. Ford and General Motors, they now cease to exist in Australia. The manufacturing facilities, they're disbanded. They're completely gone. The message from Ford CEO Jim Farley is that, well, he wants to extract his revenge. Speaking at the Wolf Research Global Auto Conference, he suggested the union's heavy-handed tactics have put many thousands of jobs at risk. He stated, "We have to think carefully about our footprint, where our vehicles are made in the future. Will we, do what we've just done? I mean, Ford have just paused a number of new factories that they were about to build in America. Will those factories simply be cancelled? Will Ford simply join Tesla and BYD in building new massive car factories in Mexico?" If that wasn't direct enough, the Associated Press reported that Farley said the relationship has changed. It's soured. The strikes were a watershed moment for the company. He said, "Our reliance on the UAW turned out to be, we were the first truck plant to be shut down." As a refresher of what's been going on, the UAW hit Ford hard as they went on strike at its Chicago assembly, its Michigan assembly, and the Kentucky truck plant. These facilities build highly profitable vehicles, including the Aviator, the Explorer, the Bronco, the Ranger, the Expedition, the Navigator, and the F-Series Super Duty as well. The latter model is enormously important for Ford. I mean, Ford makes most of its profits worldwide from selling trucks, pickup trucks, not from cars. I mean, it's cancelled its car production in places like Spain and Germany. The Ford Focus has just been cancelled. You can see what matters for Ford is SUVs and pickup trucks. At the time, Bill Ford said shutting down that plant has harmed tens of thousands of Americans, including workers, suppliers, and dealers as well. The strike was infuriating for Ford, as they were the only automaker to add UAW jobs over the past 15 years. Stellantis and General Motors actually didn't add any UAW jobs over the past 15 years, and Ford felt like it was targeted even more so than anyone else. Ford noted they assemble more vehicles in America than anyone else, and the company have largely resisted the temptation to move jobs to Mexico. As a result, the strike was effectively biting the hand that feeds it. And Ford are saying, well, it's inevitable. We're going to just move a lot of our production to Mexico. Given all of this, it appears Ford is looking south of the border. It's inevitable, but it remains to be seen if this is an empty threat. But moving production to Mexico has a number of benefits. Labor costs, for one, are a huge benefit. Taxes are another benefit. I mean, the truth is Ford's employees in Mexico don't have to be part of a union. It would save them enormous sums of money. Now, I'm not saying Ford should do this, but if it wants to stay alive, if it wants to stay in business, if it doesn't want to go bankrupt, it might have to. Thanks for watching.